going to move into our cheers to the ladies who section, where we cheer people and dope shit that's going on in the world.
Which, first off,
cheers.
Cheers, ladies.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And this one is deserving of a cheers because that Super Bowl performance.
Talk about it.
Oh, God. Okay.
Shakira.
Talk about it.
J-Lo.
Talk about it.
Bad Bunny.
Talk about it.
J Balvin.
Talk about it.
It was, and pause, because it wasn't halftime, but Demi did her thing.
Demi did her thing too. I've only heard that she did her thing. I haven't watched it.
Right,
but
I'm guilty. I haven't watched the full thing.
I actually watched this specifically because I was like, how did Demi do? We're only
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
No, because also, like, people don't really realize that the Star Spangled Banner is one of the most complicated pieces of repertoire to sing.
Yeah.
Like, it is all over the range.
Yeah.
So if you can sing it well...
Yeah, so she definitely did a good job. People are trying to debate that because she did better than Whitney Houston. I don't know about that.
I was about to say.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Love her, but don't know about that.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, first of all, I'm going to shout myself out and say that I was definitely throwing shade at the fact that they agreed to do it at first. I was like, listen, I get that this is important for your careers. Like, I'm totally for it in an NFL where there isn't a Colin Kaepernick situation going on. Like, it almost, like, hurt me because I was like, fuck, like, I am excited for them. But also, like,
at the same
we have
time,
to get a little radical these days. And it's not that I believe that activism on the behalf of celebrities always has to be so extreme where they're sacrificing opportunities every time they come at them. But it is just the stakes of our country right now, today, I think, call for it. And so that was my little disappointment. But as I was watching, and I quickly picked up on all of the symbols that were in there, from the kids in the cages. The minute that Puerto Rican flag busted out, I was just like, wow, like, we are literally making a statement that this is ours, just like the fast pace, the energy, the movement. And I'm just like, wow, they didn't even take a break, really, when you think about it. Like, even as an audience member, like, I couldn't even, like, catch my own breath because, you know, next thing you know, the lights are changing and J-Lo's fucking coming up the Empire State Building on a pole. Like, and it was just, like, incredible.
Yeah.
And I was watching it with my two nieces, and actually Skittles was there with me.
Yes.
But I was on the floor sitting next to my 5-year-old niece, and she was just, like, embelesada, like my mom says, just like like in a trance in the TV. And then when the performance was over, she goes, "That's it. Let's do another show." Like, she was like, "This is," you know. And it made me so proud because I thought, wow, she's gonna grow up, and if we can continue this trend, and if the NFL gets its shit together, because it still needs to get its shit together. She's going to live in a world where Latinas perform at the Super Bowl, and that's a norm. You know what I mean? And she's going to say, oh, ever since I was a kid, and we never got to say that. But that moment was so special, and so I was glad that I didn't, like, protest watching it, you know, because a lot of people did say that they were going to protest watching it. I went somewhere where they were already playing it, whether I was there or not. But in my household, I did not turn on the NFL that day. But, you know, but that moment was just so important. But, like, let's talk about it. Now that I got all my feels out, what the fuck?
For me, I loved it. As someone who, as a Puerto Rican from the Bronx and all of that goes along with it, I've always loved J-Lo. I have always loved Jennifer Lopez and Shakira as well. I can't say that my love for Shakira has ever been that huge.
I was obsessed.
But I know I'm not trying to, like, play Shakira's importance in the music industry. For me, it was J-Lo, but the entire performance, even leading up to it, I was kind of like, I understood, like, protesting and not watching it or whatever. I wasn't shocked that Shakira and J-Lo agreed to do it. So I wasn't necessarily tight at them because I wasn't shocked that they would agree to do it. I was more so on the front of, like, well, Shakira could do it by herself and J-Lo could do it by herself. So why are they doing it together? Like, that to me felt like well, these two performances didn't need to be together.
Right.
But I'm glad that they did happen together. And it was, like, beautiful from, like, Shakira doing her Colombian movements and having, like, the black girls front and center. Like she could have easily had other blonde short women next to her. No, she had, like, brown black women next to her, like, surrounding her front and center.
Because I've watched this more than once already. Guilty.
Yeah.
sometimes out dancing her, and there's one point where you see her like eyeing the girl next to her, and she even looks at her like, all right, you do your thing. I'm 43. You do your thing.
That ass.
You know, like she didn't try to like outdo her, and I was just like, and that's another thing. We're talking about women over 40, and J-Lo's already 50.
Yeah.
Moving like that, I can't do 30 seconds of that choreography without dying.
It was amazing. The also Shakira bringing out her Lebanese like belly dancing and that heritage
and that
call out
was also Lebanese and apparently Colombian. So I was like, look at her.
and Jennifer Lopez, obviously, because the first thing I told you was like she has to start with Jenny from the Block. She has to shout out the Bronx.
Literally, Juan directed the whole thing before we watched.
I told her I was like she has to start with Jenny from the Block. She has to shout out the Bronx. And the minute she did we from the Bronx, you could, as Julie saw, the scream like bubbled from my inner core and just went, ah! And like I was like, ah! Like in the middle of a living room, like family, nieces, like, and I'm like, yeah. Like, you know, it was just a very like, oh my God, everything that I have ever dreamed of was on that stage. Yeah. And so I loved it.
Danielle, where were you when the moment happened?
Well, I was at a friend's house. I only care for the halftime shows. Every year, every Super Bowl, I'm like, I don't give a shit who's playing. I don't even like football. Sorry.
I was like, it's so nice it was so nice for Jennifer Lopez to let these football players play at her concert.
No, I'm not a big. I don't like football. I don't care for it.
I like football players. Well, I like football too, but yes.
I'm jumping up to another topic, but I recently watched the Aaron Hernandez documentary. I went to school with Aaron Hernandez. He was at UF when I was at UF.
Wow.
And I had the hugest crush on him. I was like, he is Matt Zag. I was like, he is so fine. Like Aaron, because he was the only hot Latino star on the field. Mm-hmm. And when all that shit went down, I was like, don't tell me that, don't tell me that, don't tell me that. And then, whatever. I'll let you guys watch and make your own opinions about that. But yeah, anyways. Going back to the Super Bowl, no. I am a big Shakira fan. I think I told you this when I met you. So Shakira has influenced everything from my belly. I used to belly dance, and I did it for 10 years.
Wow.
I started when I was in 2000. It was when Ojos Así came out. So I've been following Shakira when she had her black hair, before she even did the crossover. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was a very big Shakira fan, and when I remember seeing Ojos Así when I was 10 years old, I was, I think, in 5th grade, I'm like, Mom, I want to learn what dance that is. What dance is that? Because in the music video, I don't know if you've seen it, she's literally belly dancing, right? But I don't know what kind of dance that was. I was just obsessed and fascinated with it. And then she did an MTV Unplugged concert.
Yep.
When she had her shimmy skirt, her coin skirt. And then my mom was like, yo creo que eso es el baile árabe. Like, that's belly dancing. So now, like, I remember when already when I was living in Miami. And when Shakira did the crossover and she released Whenever, Wherever, belly dancing was becoming a thing all of a sudden.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Everybody was starting to belly dance. And now there's belly dance classes available. And Shakira did that. Okay, Shakira did that, especially in Miami. So my mom signed me up to a class. I kid you not, that class, I had like 7 people in my class for the first semester. And I started belly dancing. I was 13 when I started, or 12. I can't remember, but one of the two. And then when this novela came out, I don't know if you guys even ever watched it.
Gitana?
No, El Clon. Did anyone remember El Clon?
Yes, I didn't watch it, but yes, it was played.
Okay, El Clon was like in Miami was the biggest deal in the world. Like El Clon came out and that hit belly dancing off the roof. Like it became such a thing. So anyways, Shakira to me has she influenced me with the belly dancing. I started belly dancing, did it for 10 years. And then I actually met her once at a CD signing and I cried my eyes out. And I remember getting up to her and like palpitate, like I was like, and she was like, okay, relax. And then she signed my CD. She was like, here you go. She was like, okay, because I was hyperventilating, like crying. Oh my God. Yeah, that was like in 2005. I met her at a CD signing in Miami. So yeah, I mean, I've been a big Shakira fan. So I laugh at I look at this performance. And I'm like, man, I chose my idol right.
Yeah.
Like I've been following you since I was 10.
Yep.
Like I was obsessed with you before you even were like this huge global star dancing on stage. So I get emotional.
Yeah, no.
Like I love Shakira. And then J-Lo, I mean, I grew up with like a J-Lo fan, not like a super J-Lo fan. Like, I mean, I appreciate her, like what she's done. She's definitely influenced my fashion at one point when I was growing up as a middle schooler with like the freaking, what was the hat?
How she was rocking the Kangol.
Yeah, the Kangos, she did that. The cargo pants with the booties. Like, I was all into that. Like,
right.
You know. But yeah, no, like, I mean, to both of them, I have to like salute them both. They did an amazing job. They killed it. I was actually rehearsing the Shakira belly dancing part in my living room for 2 fucking hours. I'm not even kidding. I have a video of it because I posted it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was doing it, and my boyfriend walks in on me. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because I didn't have the rope, so I had a little belt, and I'm like swinging it. He was like, "Danielle," and I'm like, "Well, let me try with the belt." I'm like, I wish if I had a rope, I would have totally tried it. But yeah. No, I love the performance. Everything about it, I think they did an amazing job. People that are comparing it to Beyonce don't, because they're not Beyonce.
Was that happening? I missed.
Girl, the Shade Room was definitely going at it.
Well, what I heard was that like, so people were disliking the hypersexualization of Latinas during this performance, and I was like, but my cousin came to me on a post, and I really was just like, girl, it would be completely off brand for this performance not to be sexualized. Like, you're talking about Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, whose biggest movie in her career was Hustlers, about her being a stripper. Yeah.
And let me tell you,
so she's gonna be on the pole.
Goddamn.
That pole work was amazing.
Because that was athletic.
Because you're not gonna learn that for no reason. Yeah, I'm gonna learn it for the movie. I'm gonna do it on the Super Bowl. I'm gonna do it in 3 music videos, and I'm gonna do it on tour. And if my man want to see it in the bedroom, you better believe I'm gonna do it in the bedroom too.
Okay. Shit. No, for real. And it's so crazy to me that was the statement. And then there was the other shade part, which I heard was, oh, so we could see that, but nobody defended Janet Jackson and her titty that was worth in Janet Jackson titties. Now, yes, I agree with that. I still think that the NFL, the world owes Janet Jackson an apology for that. But damn, that don't mean, like, why does that have to take away from Shakira and J-Lo that, you know, audiences do that? They didn't say, oh, fuck Janet, we're gonna like do all this shit. They put on the production. First of all, they don't get paid for doing the shows. The NFL Super Bowl performers, they just pay for the production. So they dished out $10 million on this production, but the artists do not get paid.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, it's an honor thing. It's like if you get invited to the Super Bowl, like that is like a
and it's this idea that once you do this performance, your career is gonna
it's literally like, it's almost like getting a star.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Shakira releases an album this year,
right?
Because of
or something. Yeah, no,
something like that.
But it's just interesting how like that's what we do to each other is we see a special moment and then we find opportunities. I saw people who were saying that they exploited Black people on stage. Actually, that they felt that the Black culture was exploited, and I'm like, actually, is it exploitation if what they did is say, hey, these are songs that we've already made. It's not like they remixed it to make it more Black. Like these are the songs. These are their origins, and like rather than just let us light skinned, you know, white passing women do it, like we're gonna have the people who represent these cultures on this stage with us. Like,
that's what I take.
Even J-Lo had, like, I saw somehow through, like, you know, when you on Instagram and you be stalking one person, then you just follow start looking at other profiles. So one of the dancers that danced behind J-Lo is like a not huge, but like a low key pole dancing like competition winner, and so like it was. So they actually were intentional about the people who were behind them and making sure that now that they had this platform, several other people now had a platform to say, I performed at the halftime show.
I read that the dancers were like 3 of them were like 3 world-renowned dance troupes. Yeah, you know, like from these countries that we're doing it to.
So very intentional. Kudos to them. Again, that image of the kids in cages, and shout out to J-Lo's daughter. Also, J-Lo and Mark Anthony's. Everybody's like J-Lo's daughter and Mark Anthony's.
She got her father's voice. She got her father's voice.
She does have her father's voice.
Oh my God.
But yeah, shout out to them for an amazing performance, and I'm glad that we got to witness it. And I will be playing it in my living room for years to come, for sure. Yes. For sure.